Okay, we're back with day 2 of virtual learning. And today we are going to talk about how decimals can be divided by 2-digit numbers. And right here we have our learning targets. Our learning target. Today we will learn how to divide decimals by a 2-digit whole numbers. Our success criteria. You will know that you are successful when you can use place value to divide, when you can place the decimal point in the quotient, and again, the quotient is the answer to a division problem, when you can regroup when necessary, and when you can use estimation to divide. Okay, so we're going to work on this problem first. It says write a division problem you can use to find the width of each rectangle. Then find the width of each rectangle. Okay, so we have the height, the length or whatever, the length and the width, yeah. So we have the length and we have the total area. And what we have to do is find the width. So we're talking about dividing by 2-digit numbers. We have our area, we have our length. So let's think, what are we going to do? Are we going to add, subtract, multiply, or divide? What is our first step going to be? If you said our first step is to divide, then you would be correct. We are going to take this bigger number, 253 square inches, and we are going to divide that, oh, so beautifully, by the length. 253 divided by 11. If you divide that out, you will get an answer that is 23 inches. Okay? So we have 23 inches is the width, W, of the green rectangle. Now we'll move on to this red rectangle. Okay, so here we still have the length, which is still 11, but now we have a different area. So it's still the same numbers, but it's different because there is a decimal point. And remember, when we have a whole number, which would be 11, divided by a decimal, our quotient gets smaller. Our quotient is going to get smaller rather than get bigger. So we will have an answer that is smaller than this. Okay, because we're dividing a decimal by a whole number. That means our quotient is going to be smaller. Now, our quotient is going to look like this answer, but there's going to be a decimal in it. Can you think, where would the decimal be in our answer if it looks, the answer has the same numbers as this, but there's a decimal in it? Where is our decimal going to be? If you said the decimal would just move in 1, you would be correct. The answer to this is 2 3/10 meters. Okay, make sure you always label, because this one was inches and this one was meters. And then down here, explain how you can use estimation to check your answers. You could have just done 250 divided by 10, and you would have realized that that was close to 25, and then 23 is close to 25. And then you could have done 25 divided by 10, which is 2.5. And that would have been close to our answer, okay? So we are working on dividing 2-digit numbers with decimals. And remember, all of our answers will be getting tiny. Walk through our example that says find 79 8/10 divided by 14. Okay, and on this online resource, we are lucky to have these videos. So I'm going to show you those videos.
Divided by 14. Before you divide, find an estimate to check whether your answer is reasonable. Think. What number close to 79 8/10 is easily divided by 14? Use 70. 70 divided by 14 equals 5. Your answer should be close to 5. Now divide. Regroup 7 tens as 71s and combine with 9 ones. Divide the ones. 79 ones divided by 14 equals 5 ones. 5 ones times 14 equals 70 ones. 79 ones minus 70 ones equals 9 ones. There are 9 ones left over. Divide the tenths. Place the decimal point. Regroup 9 ones as 90 tenths and combine with 8 tenths. 98 tenths divided by 14 equals 7 tenths. 7 tenths times 14 equals 98 tenths. 98 tenths minus 98 tenths equals 0 tenths. There are 0 tenths left over. So 79 8/10 divided by 14 equals 5 7/10. Check to see if your answer is reasonable. 5 7/10 is close to 5, so your answer is reasonable.
Watch that video. Thank you to those people who made that. Now we are just going to walk through on our own. So remember, we were finding an estimate. We were going to round 79 8/10 to 75 and divide that by 15. Our estimate would be 5. So then at the end, we're going to say, is our answer, is our quotient close to 5? And hopefully it is. Okay. And then it walks us through the process. So you have 14 divided by 79 8/10. How many times can 14 go into 79? It can go in 5 times. That gives us 70. 79 minus 70 is 9. Okay, and then you divide the tenths. So you have 9, you bring down the 8. How many times can 14 go into 98? It can go in 7 times. 7 times 14 is 98, and it's 0. So again, this is our quotient, the answer to a division problem. So 79 8/10 divided by 14 is 5 7/10. Is our answer reasonable? Is 5 7/10 close to, wow, that's a really bad 5. Close to 5? Yeah, it's pretty close to 5. It starts off with the same whole number, which would be 5. And then, okay, I'm trying to delete you. And it just has 7/10 more, which is not that much. Okay, now we have another video that we can watch for finding 20 and 54 hundredths divided by 20.
Or 5/10 divided by 15. Before you divide, find an estimate to check whether your answer is reasonable. Think. What number close to 124 5/10 is easily divided by 15? Use 120. 120 divided by 15 equals 8. Your answer should be close to 8. Now divide. Regroup 12 tens as 120 ones and combine with 4 ones. Divide the ones. 124 ones divided by 15 equals 8 ones. 8 ones times 15 equals 120 ones. 124 ones minus 120 ones equals 4 ones. There are 4 ones left over. Place the decimal point. Divide the tenths. Regroup 4 ones as 40 tenths and combine with 5 tenths. 45 tenths divided by 15 equals 3 tenths. 3 tenths times 15 equals 45 tenths. 45 tenths minus 45 tenths equals 0 tenths. There are 0 tenths left over. So 124 5/10 divided by 15 equals 8 3/10. Check to see if your answer is reasonable. 8 3/10 is close to 8, so your answer is reasonable.
Okay, so estimate the quotient. We're going to say 2,000 hundredths divided by 25, that would give us 80 hundredths as our estimate. And then we're going to go through our division process. So we know that 26 can't fit into 20. So we're going to start off right away in the decimal, in the tenths place. So how many times can 26 go into 205? Let's think. If you don't know this, I would get a piece of paper and try to multiply it out. Remember, if you're too low, you can keep adding 26, and that'd be like multiplying by one more number. And if you're too high, you can subtract, and that'd be like multiplying by one less. Okay, it can go in 7 times, so we're going to write this 7 above the 5. Yeah, we need to fit another number in there, but we won't be able to. Okay, 7 times 26, that gives us 182. And 205 minus 182 gives us 234 when we bring down the 4. Now we have to think, how many times can 26 go into 234? Again, you can multiply it out if you need to, because you probably won't know this number. If you multiply it out, you'll realize that it will be 9. It can go in 9 times. So 9 times 26 is 234, and that will leave you with 0. There we go. Today is to do numbers 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15 on Big Ideas Math. It's not going to look like this. It's just going to have some problems. And on your homework, I think you will have worked out solutions. So if you're not sure what to do next, it will tell you. I just want to say that with these, we had these the other day, when you have the quotient and you have the divisor, you have to multiply these together to get the dividend. But when you have the dividend and the divisor, it's just like one of these problems up here. Okay, and again, we have a quotient and a divisor, but we have no dividend, so you would multiply them together to find the divisor. These you're just dividing like normal. Okay, have fun, guys.